In this lesson, I will show you some super fun exercise that will help you to sketch interesting characters easily. So let's see how we can use power of shaping to create convincing characters. We won't be doing any stick figures or academic drawing. I want to show you how to create characters using simple geometric shapes. I want to show you several exercises that help me develop my style and draw more freely. Now I want to tell you a little bit about materials I want to use for this exercise and for sketching. The main material is basically a simple pencil and the eraser. I have several different variants of pencils, like this one is really small old one, but I'm still using it. Also, I have several variants of sharpness in my pencils. So this one is HB, it's normal sharpness. This one is 2B, is a little bit softer. And this one is 6B, is soft pencil. I use different kind of pencil because they give different kind of texture. For instance, 2B pencil, it's just regular pencil. It gives a nice line without much of the texture. And the 6B is a much softer pencil. It gives a much more texture. And the more textured paper you will have, the more texture you will see. Because this is not really textured paper, but if you will take something like watercolor paper, you will see much more texture. And the 2B pencil is somewhere in the middle, so it's not too soft and it's not too sharp. I think it's the best option for my sketching. I use HB pencil, like a basic pencil for sketching. If I don't have a clear idea yet, I just will use it. Because it's easier to erase and it has a thinner line. And when I want to sketch something with a more texture or make the thinner, more textured stroke, I will use some of the softer pencils. For example, I will use 6B for hair. I will use 6B for more texture. Or I can use 2B if I want, it's just a little less texture here. If I want to have thicker, darker line, it's easier to do with a softer pencil. But at the end, it's just a question of preferences. I sometimes can pick the first one I see just to start drawing, so it's not really important, don't be stressed too much about it. I also use markers and even colored pencils for my sketching. I especially like Uniposca markers. It's acrylic markers that have very nice coverage. They come in various colors. I will use black one for this exercise. I also use colored pencils for sketching. It can be any colored pencils you want. I happen to have watercolor pencils, they was a present, but I use them just like a normal pencils. So feel free to use any colored pencil you want. I will use this one. I also use liners for my sketching. This one is a pretty thick liner. The format of the paper we're going to use is quite big, is a A4, so I want to have just a bit thicker line. If I want to draw something smaller, I might want to use thinner liner. So this one. So it's still pretty thin. I also like working with the ink a lot. I like to sketch with ink. It's a little bit messy, but the result is very nice. Today I will be using only one ink tool. This is a brush pen. It's basically the cheapest brush pen you can find, I think. You fill it with ink and it has this nice texture. If you won't push too much and draw only with your tip, you will get very thin line. And if you will push more, you will have a thicker line. So it's basically like drawing with a brush. Before we start drawing our exercise, I want to give you some tips that will ease your life. First of all, I want you to forget about rules of anatomy for now. I know it's sometimes hard. You want to think where this hand is going from, how big should head be, how big the body should be, but just leave it for now. We don't want to be anatomically correct. The perception of reality is in fact very fluid. That's why art is so great. You can draw things very wrong and they still can feel very right in emotional aspect. I also want to ask you to exaggerate your images while drawing more than you usually do and even more than you want to do, because that will make them interesting. So let's see how we can draw characters that are still recognizable as a characters, as a humans, but challenges the rules of anatomy. So I want to show you my favorite exercise. This is actually how I taught myself to draw more freely and to create characters like the one you can see on my illustrations now. First of all, you want to draw a scribble. Just draw whatever comes to your mind with a simple pencil. Start with line, you can add any shapes, circles, triangles, rectangles. Don't think about too much. So now look at the scribble. Try to find some story there. You can rotate it, so maybe to turn it upside down. Try to find the character. It can be challenging at first, but don't put too much pressure on yourself. It doesn't have to be nice or perfect, it's just the exercise. The idea of this exercise is to train your brain to think differently. So I'll try to follow the lines and to understand where the characters can be here. So the simplest thing to do is to find any circle shape or round shape. Because when you see circle shape, it can be either eye or head. So for instance, let's imagine this one is a head. If this is a head, then what this could be? Maybe it's a hand that characters doing like this. So I will think that this is a hand now. And here's probably another hand. Okay, so why this line is going this way? So maybe this character wearing a headscarf. So, like this. Okay, so what's going on here? It can be challenging. It's even challenging for me. I did this exercise a lot of time and still I sometimes can't find it. Okay, so let's draw. This part seems to me like snake or something like that. So maybe it's not a real character, maybe it's a fairy tale character, maybe it's a memrat, or maybe it's some kind of snake woman. Okay, so let's draw a snake woman. If she's doing this gesture with her hands, what's going on here? So maybe she has something on her tail and she looking at this thing. So let's put some insect here. I think I draw the snake woman here. So I will add a little bit colors. I will use liner to draw the lines that I need, and then I can erase the rest of them. For example, I will draw hands and tail and eyes and nose, but then I will erase anything that I don't need. I will use a soft pencil to draw her tail. Maybe it's some kind of texture here. And also I will use the same pencil to add some textures there and there to add kind of shadow feelings and add small details like her cheeks. And here we go. The sketch is ready. After you complete this sketch, look at it and try to think what you like and what you don't like about it. Maybe there's something in the sketch that you want to keep for future drawing. For example, how you approach the character, how you approach the anatomy, how you draw a face, or maybe you got some nice finding in your sketch. So just keep that in mind for future. I highly encourage you to make several of this exercise now. The different scribbles can bring very different characters. Try not to think that they are incorrect or that they are somehow not perfect. That's the idea, to create not perfect things, because then you can use this experience to create more interesting characters. And of course, this is just a sketch. It's not the final art, so you can do whatever you want here. Here are several examples of my sketches that I draw from scribbles. I actually had a sketchbook full of this stuff, and that's where I start drawing differently. Funny fact that this project that started as a way to free myself, to improvise and to train myself, ended up being published in an Art of Sketchbook book. So here you see the scribble and the sketch I created from it. And then I really like this character, the way he's moving and the way he's touching his head. So I did a new drawing using this exercise as inspiration for a character. So this is the first exercise. Let me take materials that I need for the second one.